Peru News Today. All you need to know about Peru.
Dina Boluarte to those who accuse her of deaths in protests. The murderer is well imprisoned there in Diroes. In an angry message in Pichanaki, Dina Boluarte blamed those who promoted the demonstrations after the social and political crisis that began after the failed coup d'état by Pedro Castillo in December 2022 for the deaths in the protests against her government. President Dina Boluarte complained in an angry speech during a public event in Pichanaki, Chanchamayo Hunin, against those who call her Dina assassin for the deaths registered during the protests against her government in late 2022 and early 2023, and he blamed those who promoted the mobilizations and former President Pedro Castillo, to whom he referred without naming him, but pointing out his prison situation. "Nobody is going to intimidate me with words like they are saying, Dina murderess. I ask those who shout those words, who our brothers have killed in these violent demonstrations. It was they themselves, because in that way they wanted to subdue our constitutional government, to a democratic government," he said as he began his message in the Pichanaki Plaza de Armas, in the vicinity of which a group of residents were protesting against his presence in this city in the central jungle. "I tell them, I'm not afraid of them, the murderer is well imprisoned there in the Diroes, let him answer for the deaths," she added in a clear allusion to her predecessor in the presidency, Pedro Castillo. Dina Boluarte arrived in Pichanaki this Thursday along with several state ministers to supervise a multi-sectoral civic campaign of services for the population in social programs, health, among others. The president came to this city in June for the first time since at least 2 people died in December 2022 and dozens were injured in the protests that followed her presidential appointment after the failed coup d'état by Pedro Castillo and the successive dismissal and her imprisonment. Pedro Castillo is serving 18 months in preventive detention for the attempted coup on December 7, 2022 and 36 months of this same preventive measure while he is being investigated for allegedly having led a criminal organization during his government. In her speech, Boluarte regretted that some protesters had thrown stones in protest against her presence in Pichanaki, and she said that her government will respond with work. "Dina is going to respond to the people with works, with decent work and in this frontal fight against corruption. Don't throw stones, throw hope, throw proposals," said the president. Dina Boluarte, the president of the Council of Ministers, Alberto Otarola, the defense minister, Jorge Chavez, the former head of the PCM, Pedro Angulo, and the former ministers of the Interior, Victor Rojas, and Cesar Cervantes, are being investigated for these deaths in the public ministry.
Peru News Today. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram.